Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm doing a full face first impression, and I haven't done one of these in quite a few years. I usually do first impressions on specific products, but this time I'm doing a full face and there's a mixture of different brands. So I'm doing drugstore brands and high-end brands. There's going to be quite a few different price ranges and we're going to see if the more expensive things are actually worth the money and do exactly what they say. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I load a new video. So in this video I have products from Elf, It Cosmetics, Tarte, Chanel, Too Faced and also Nudestix. So I have quite a few different things to test out and they're all at different price ranges, and I'm going to go ahead and see if these are any good. Some of these have been in my collection for a very long time and I haven't actually used them, so some of the packaging will actually be the old packaging, but I have had a look on the websites to see if they have reformulated the products, and they haven't, so that is why I've included it in this first impression. But I'm so excited to do this because I think the last time that I did a full face first impression was Makeup Revolution, and that was probably, was that about 4 years ago? It was so long ago, and I haven't actually done one of these where I've done mixed brands, and everything that I'm testing out is in this basket right here. So if you want to see my full face first impression and see what I think of these items, then just keep watching. And I've put my Minnie Mouse ears on, so I'm ready to do the first impression. So I have just primed my skin, that's why my skin is looking pretty red at the moment. I've used the two primers that I'm using at the moment, which is the Galan Law one and the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. So these two I've just been using at the moment and they tend to be working pretty well for my skin, and I don't have a primer that I'm going to be testing out today, so that's why I decided to go ahead and do the primer first. So while the primer is sinking into my skin, I thought I'd go ahead and do my eyes first. So the first concealer that I'm testing out, there are two that I'm testing out today. The first one is a holy grail of so many people. I have never tested this out before, and you guys will probably be like, how have you never tried this? Because it's been out for years and years. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and like I said, this is a cult product. Everyone apparently loves this. So I've got this mini version, and these are £10 each, or you can get 5 and you get 50% off of all the minis. So I think this works out to be like £5 if you get 5 of them. And the shade that I have is 12S Fair, which I believe is almost the lightest shade. So they do have fair and then they have very fair underneath that, but with very fair that only had a beige shade, and this is what it looks like. So it's only 1ml. Apparently this has loads of skincare benefits in it. It's supposed to be full coverage as well, and I do use the Elf 16-hour Camo Concealer, and that one, it is full coverage, it's so good, but I thought that I'd test out something else that is a bit more expensive that does have skincare benefits in there. I'm going to try this as an eyeshadow base first, and then I'm going to use it as concealer after I've put my foundation on. I feel like the Elf one is a little bit more full coverage, a little bit better as an eyeshadow base, because this you can still see all of my skin through it, so probably not the best to have as an eyeshadow base. I'd probably use the Elf one or use a foundation on first and then use that. Then I'm just going to set that into place using the same powder that I usually use, which is the Laura Mercier Loose Powder Translucent. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow first, and I'm using the Elf Bite Size Eyeshadow. This is in the shade Berry Bad, and I did use the Hot Jalapeno one at Christmas and it was really good, very pigmented. I've seen so many amazing reviews on these. They're really small, so they're hard to take up any room in your makeup collection, or if you are traveling they are the perfect size as well. But I haven't tried this shade and I really like all of the berry tones, and I think these are only £3 as well, so super affordable, and they come in so many different shades as well, and the shades of these are so beautiful. This is what I've really been going to recently, all over autumn, all over winter, and then even though it's getting to spring, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of these shades. And I like the fact you have a transition shade, you have some shimmery shades, and you have a darker shade as well. I feel like that's really good, and that's what they tend to do with all of their eyeshadow palettes. I just feel like that they're so good for £3. I mean, if it doesn't blend amazingly, then you can't really complain because it's super affordable. I'm just going to take this shade here and use this as a transition shade. That actually blends out really nicely. That's more pigmented than I thought it'd be, and it's a different colour. It's more neutral, but I like it. I feel like it looks pretty good. Then I'm taking the darker shimmer shade and I'm going to put this on the outer third and then also work it into the crease as well. I really like this shade. It's so pigmented, blends really nicely as well, and I just like the tones in it. It's pinks, it's berry, it's purple. It's just really nice, and I like the shimmer, so it's not overpowering shimmer, it's more of a satin feel. And then I'm just going to take the lightest shimmer shade, which is this one right here, and I'm going to take my finger and pop this all over the lid. That shade is so beautiful. It's very pigmented and it looks really nice and pearlescent, so I'm really impressed with this. I feel like that it's so pretty, and it taps on so nicely as well. I love that. That is so pretty. I really like that. Then I'm just going to take the darkest shade and I'm just going to put this on the outer third and just sort of smoke it out a little bit. I'm just blending this out. And that's the eyeshadow done. I love this. I feel like this is so good, especially for £3. Blends out beautifully. The shades look stunning and they're so highly pigmented. There's not a single shade in here that I didn't like. And the next product that I'm testing out is an eyeliner. This is the Tarte Maneater eyeliner. It's in the shade black, and it's also one of those that you can sharpen at the top as well. And this retails for £19. It's self-sharpening eyeliner, triple black pigment with a fresh tip every time. You can get a cat eye, you can put it in the wing, do waterline. It's an easy glide gel formula that's no tugging, skipping or dragging. So apparently it's also budge proof and long wear, so we will see how this one goes. I don't usually use black eyeliner for my waterline. I've been using brown, so it's going to look very different for me today. I actually really like that, so I'm going to go ahead and try and do a wing, which is what I usually do with all of my eyeliners. I usually use my NYX matte liquid liner, so we're going to see if it works on this, because it does say you can create a flick. So I managed to actually do the eyeliner, and it was so hard for me just because I'm not used to using a pencil eyeliner to do like flecky eyeliner. I usually use my NYX liquid liner, and that is just so much easier for me. It was just hard because on the tip you have the bit all around it, and you've got to try and work out when you're doing your eyeliner whereabouts the tip of the eyeliner actually is, and it was so hard. I did struggle a little bit for it, but it looks really good and it is very pigmented as well, and it doesn't smudge. So I did before just do a little swatch, but I'm going to show you a swatch now. So I'm not even going to press hard, I'm going to press very lightly. And that's how pigmented it is. It is so black, so pigmented. Even though my eyeliner looks wonky at the moment, I feel like it looks pretty good. And before I do my mascara and my eyelashes, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So I do have two products that I'm going to use for this. So I'm going to do the second product after I've done my foundation, but I'm going to use this product first, because what I tend to do is I tend to do the shape first, do all my foundation, and then put the gel on the top. So I'm using this one from e.l.f. and it's the Instant Lift Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. Now they didn't have a lot of shades of this. I think they have about 4 or 5 shades. It has actually won beauty awards. It's also a bestseller. £3, super affordable. I do really like the packaging of this. I like the fact that you have the colour on there, you have the spoolie, and then let's see what this looks like. So this is the same as the eyeliner that I've just used. So the only thing that I'm going to worry about is the fact that you are going to probably need to sharpen it just so you can get the sharp point every single time. So I'm just going to brush my eyebrows, and then I'm just going to do the shade. I do like the shade. I feel like the shade is probably perfect for me and my eyebrows, and I do like that it's very precise as well. I actually really like this brow pencil. That's what my eyebrows look like before, and this is after. They look so good. It's very nice and precise. It's not too pigmented, but it's not too hard either. It's actually really nice. It's like the perfect consistency to what you would want for this, and I like the shade. I feel like the shade is really good. I didn't think it would be this good. This is actually, I think, better than my MAC one, and I think the MAC one's like £12, so I have converted. I will be using this from now on because it's so good. And I'm going to go ahead, do my mascara and my eyelashes, and I'm going to come back and we're going to test out the rest of the products. And my lashes and liner are done, and I just used my Maneater mascara from Tarte, and then I just used some eyelash lashes that I usually use, and I'm going to go ahead and test out the rest of the products, which are face products. So the first one that I'm going to test out is a concealer, and it's the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Breakout Full Coverage Concealer, which is specifically for oily, blemish prone skin, and it also helps with blemishes because it does have some skincare in there that is supposed to help to get rid of blemishes. And as you guys can see, I do have a massive blemish right here. I do have quite a few blemishes all over my skin. It's exclusive for Cult Beauty. It's £27. There are 5 shades, and the shade that I have is Fair because I don't have any self tan on, so I feel like this is probably good if I do use a lighter coverage foundation and I just want to get a little bit of coverage on my spots just so they're not as red. And it's actually smaller than I thought it'd be. This is what it looks like. So you do get 10.5 milliliters or 0.35 fluid ounces. It also has in it tea tree, colloidal oatmeal, sulfur, witch hazel and kaolin clay. I don't know if it also has salicylic acid in it as well. The CC cream that I use from Cosmetics does have salicylic acid in it, so it's good for acne. So this looks like it's probably going to be pretty good. It does say that it's full coverage, so we'll see if it does cover up all the redness and if the blemish is still visible on there. So I'm just going to pop it on the blemishes. I'm not going to pop it on any areas that have redness because this is specifically for blemishes, and I want to see how well it covers these up. You don't really need a lot of the concealer because, as you can see, I spot concealed all around here, and I only use a little bit this on the brush. It's also a doe foot applicator as well, and the shade is good. It does sort of match my neck, but it is more of a warm tone. I am neutral undertone, but this is a little bit more warm. They only have 5 shades available, which I feel like they could probably have more, but I don't know if the reason why they've done that is because different ones can suit different skin tones. So if you have one, it can suit quite a few different ones, because I feel like that this Fair could probably suit light skin tones and then also ones that do have different undertones as well, because like I said, I do have a neutral undertone and it seems like it matches my neck pretty good. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just going to see if it covers it up. It does blend really nicely and very, very easily, and looks like you only need a little bit because I can cover up some more redness as well. It seems to be drying pretty quickly, so these ones aren't blending in. So I feel like that you probably need to put it on and then blend straight away. So once it's wet, it's very easily blendable, and that's what it looks like. So I feel like it looks pretty good. It has covered up all the redness, to be honest. It looks more neutral. You can tell from how red my nose is. But yeah, I feel like it's done pretty good. It's not full coverage because, as you can see, my blemishes around here are still peeking through, so I'm just going to add a little bit more on there just to see if we can build it up, because like I said, it does dry pretty quickly. And the reason why I'm using no sponge is because that's what I use with all my concealers, all my foundations. I just feel like that's the best way to apply it. It's not really building up well. Try my finger and see if that works any better. And it's a lot less noticeable now. You can still see it, but it's a lot less noticeable. And I just feel like it makes my skin look so much better. I feel like it's done pretty good, and yeah, my blemishes look like they're covered up. So I'm just going to see how it is underneath foundation. See if it makes it cakey or if it just basically gives a bit more coverage. It is lined nicely on top of the concealer. If you can see, there's no cakiness on there. It just looks nice. Now you can still see the blemish. It's not fully covered up, but to be honest, that one's a pretty big one. It hasn't done anything with my CC cream, so it doesn't look blotchy or anything like that. It looks really nice actually. Then I'm going back in with my Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm going to use this to highlight and conceal where I usually would, and we'll see if it does give any more coverage than my e.l.f. concealer, because that one is pretty much full coverage. It covers pretty much everything. It doesn't look cakey either, so we'll see if this can blend in. And I do like the shade of this as well. This seems like it's the best shade for me. As you can see, it is lighter than my foundation. It does look nice on the under eyes. It's covered up my circles pretty well. I feel like it could probably cover a bit more. I don't feel like it's as full coverage as the e.l.f. concealer. I'm going to try and add a little bit more on my under eyes just to see if we can build it up, because I can still see some of my darkness coming from. Not sure if you can see on camera, but it is still looking a little bit dark. I'm going to add a little bit. It doesn't look cakey though, which is good, because that's something I was a bit worried about. I'm then going to go ahead and bake. See, this is the reason why I use a brow gel after I've done my foundation, because I tend to get powder in my brows. It's not the best look, but they can then just comb out the powder. And for bronzer, I'm testing now a product that is also another cult favourite that every single person loves, and this is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I bought this years ago. This is just the old packaging. I did check and the formula hasn't changed since I did this, so this is just the old packaging. The reason why I haven't used it, I've literally had it in my collection for like 3 years, and I haven't used it just because I haven't been pale for that long, so I do self-tan a lot of the time, but I haven't really had a chance to actually properly test it out because usually I self-tan every week, and I stopped self-tanning for the moment because I just can't be bothered because it's cold and I'm not really going out anywhere because we're in lockdown. So this is the milk chocolate one. This one is for pale skin tones and it is smelling beautiful. Really, really nice. So I'm going to do another swatch. So that is what it looks like. So I do have two swatches here. That's what it looks like. So even on my pale skin it does show up and it doesn't look orange. It looks like it's nice and warm. I don't really like cool tone bronzers. I really like the colour of this. I feel like it's the perfect colour for me. I feel like it's really nice. My blemish is peeking through, so I don't know whether I need to put on some more concealer for that. But yeah, I like this. I really like this bronzer. I feel like it blends nicely. Colour's nice. Smells amazing. I'm going to try and put some on my nose. Probably going to regret it because it's just foundation's not going nicely on my nose at the moment. And then the next thing that we're going on to is blush and highlighter. So I do have a blush and highlighter duo. I have never bought a blush or a highlighter from Chanel before, but I did see that this was limited edition, so I decided to pick it up. And I picked it up a little while ago and it does retail for £52, so it is very expensive. You get 8 grams of product in there, and I just really like the colour of this. So I did see a video from Erin Nicole and she did swatches and she did a review on it and said how much that she liked it, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. You do get it in this velvet pouch which you get with all expensive makeup, and then that is what the compact looks like. So it is very nice and sleek. It's a really nice rosy pink shade. It's perfect for spring and I feel like it looked really good on my skin. I have seen a lot of people that have different skin tones and they really like it. And I'm just going to take a duo fibre brush and I'm going to use this for the blush. Isn't any fallout, which is good. That shade is so pretty. That's showing up on me straight away because I'm so pale. It's showing up on me straight away. Very pigmented. You only need a little amount of this. And I'm just going to take a highlighter brush and I'm just going to dip into the highlighter section. That is so pretty. That's very, very nice. It has like a pink sheen to it. I wouldn't usually go for highlighters that have this sheen to it, but it's so nice. I'm pleasantly surprised because I just thought that all of these were just overpriced and didn't actually work, but I like it. Now it's not as pigmented as my Wet n Wild highlighter, but it's still really nice. Yeah, I like it. I only have 2 products left and one of them is the last brow product, which is a brow gel. This one's by e.l.f. as well. It's called the Wow Brow in the shade Brunette. Now I think again they only have about 4 or 5 shades of this and it's £4.50. They have 5 shades. So I did get Brunette because this is a shade that I get Brunette and Chocolate when I get the NYX one. I do like the NYX one, but this one is more affordable than that. So it is pretty small. You don't really get a lot of product in there, but I do prefer the brush on this one to the NYX one because the NYX one I feel like is quite big. I can see the fibres, so we'll see what it looks like. I actually really like the way that this e.l.f. one looks. It just looks so nice on the eyebrows. It does make it look a little bit fuller as well. I don't really mind that it has fibres in it. That's not something I always go for, but I feel like it's nice. I feel like the colour is perfect for me as well, and I really like the way that it looks. So for £4.50, I really like this as well. Then I'm going to take the eyeshadow again and just finish off the eyes. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is the deepest shimmer shade, and I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. This is just going to bring it all together just so we have a nice complete look. I'm doing the lower waterline using the Maneater eyeliner, and then I'm going to use the Maneater mascara to do my lower lash line. And the last product that I'm testing out is for the lips, and this is the Nudestix Magnetic Lip Plush Paints in the shade Bahama Mama. And this is such a beautiful lip product and it's such a beautiful shade as well. And I've never tested any lip products from Nudestix before. I did test out the tinted moisturiser, which I'll link down below so you can check that out. And this retails for £24 and you can get 6 shades in this. And I feel like this is the best shade for me and hopefully it will match the look and it won't be too dark. I'm not really too sure what a magnetic lip paint is, but it says that it's plush, luxurious, soft matte nudes in a feather-like blurring velvet texture that is non-drying and long-wearing and easy to blend multi multitasker for trendy monochromatic lip, cheeks and eye colour, so you can use it for 3 different things, which I think is really good. I really like having products that are multitaskers that you can use for loads of different things. And it does have a doe foot applicator, and the doe foot is pretty large as well, which I really do like. It looks like it's going to hug the lips as well because it is quite thick at the bottom. I probably should have put lip liner on, but I'm just going to see what it looks like anyway without lip liner. It feels really nice and soft. It's like a mousse type of formula. Now, I do have very, very dry lips at the moment, so you can probably see all of the dryness peeking through, but this does say that it's long wear. It also says that it's not drying, so hopefully it's not going to be that bad. I really like the feel of this lip paint, and the colour is so good. I feel like it matches the eyes very nicely. It's not too dark, and I just feel like that it's really nice, so I'm really impressed with this. It doesn't make my lips feel dry. It just feels nice and hydrating and a little bit like a mousse. So I'm going to go away and gather my thoughts and see which things I liked, which things I didn't, and give you a little review on each of the items, and I'm going to come back and let you know how I feel about them and which ones I'd recommend. So this is what the finished makeup looks like, and I've been away and I've decided on the products that I do like, what I like about them and what I don't. So the first things that I'm going to talk about are the face. So first things are concealers. So with the Shape Tape, I do like it. I feel like it's very creamy. It blends out very easily as well. I do like the shade. I like the shade range. I feel like this shade is perfect for me when I don't have a self tan on. It highlights underneath my eyes. It blends out really nicely. It doesn't look cakey and it builds up pretty well as well. The only thing I do have to say is that I do prefer the e.l.f. concealer to use as an eyeshadow base, just because this one, it didn't seem like it was full coverage. It seemed like it was medium full, but then you did need to build it up, but it did build up very easily. Not too sure if I would spend the full amount on the full size products, just because I'm not really too sure if it is worth the money, but I do recommend getting one of the small ones and testing it out to see if you do like it, because even though you do get a milliliter of product, I feel like that you don't really need a lot of this product because a little goes a very long way. Now with the IT Cosmetics one, I do like it. I feel like that it's good that it does have skincare in there to help out with blemishes. I do have a lot of blemishes and it did cover them up very well. Now it wasn't full coverage like it says it is. It was more medium coverage. You can build it up, however it doesn't build up to full coverage, especially on the big blemish that I had right here. The redness was still peeking through. It does dry very quickly, so I do like that aspect, because then you can just build product on top of it, so you can put your foundations, and it didn't look cakey when I was using the foundation. It didn't change it at all, and it just let all the products go on very easily. I do like the fact it has a doe foot applicator as well, because I was a bit worried when I saw this. I was like, am I going to have to like tip it out of my hand? But no, it does have the applicator on there, so it does make it a lot easier. So I do like it, and I feel like that the shade is pretty good for my skin. I can get away with it, and if I do want to use a light coverage foundation or a skin tint, then I can just put this on underneath. I'm not sure how it would go on top of product because I haven't tested that out today. I'm just not too sure if it is worth the money at the moment, because it is £26 or £28, so it is quite expensive, but we'll see how it goes with my blemishes, just because it does have all of the ingredients in there to help with blemishes anyway. So I will obviously be testing it out a bit more just to see if it irritates it or if it does help it go away. Then for the eyes, I use the e.l.f. palette, and then I use the Maneater eyeliner, and both of these I really do like. The eyeshadow palette is probably my favourite thing that I tested out today. It is so good, very highly pigmented, it blends amazingly, the colours are stunning as well, and I like the fact that you have 2 matte shades, 2 shimmer shades. You have a transition shade, a shade to make it dark as well, and then you have 2 shimmer shades. Absolutely love it. I love the way that these look. They're very satin. I had absolutely no fallout with them. There's no issues with these at all. They just look so stunning on the eyes. And with the eyeliner, I feel like I have a new favourite. The only thing is I do wish that they had this in different shades, because I feel like sometimes black is very, very harsh on my eyes, so I tend to use a brown eyeliner most of the time anyway, but this is so good. It's very creamy, very pigmented. I managed to do it on my waterline, didn't have any issues with it, didn't run or anything like that. It just looks so good. And then also I managed to create the wing eyeliner, and I've never been able to do that without a liquid liner. I have to use a liquid liner because all of the pencil liners, they just don't work. But it's so creamy and pigmented, and it was very easy to see it because it just showed up so quickly. It didn't smudge, it didn't budge, it just went on so easily as well. So I really recommend this. With the 2 brow products from e.l.f., I really like these. I feel like they are so good for the price. So with the brow pencil, £3. It is so good. I created a really nice natural brow. It made my eyebrows just look so nice, and I like the shape of them. I really like the fact that you have the spoolie on the other end. I really like the pencil as well because it was very pigmented, but it wasn't so pigmented to the point where you could make so many mistakes and it's just creamy where it will go everywhere. This is like the perfect formula for an eyebrow pencil, and it's £3. It's super affordable. I'm going to be using this a lot. I actually feel like I prefer this more than my MAC one that I currently use. And with the brow gel, I really like this as well. I do like the fact that it has the fibres in there. Now, you don't get a lot of product in here. It is £4.50, so it's not super expensive, but I do like it. I feel like the colour is really good for my eyebrows. I feel like it worked really well alongside the brow pencil, so I'm impressed with both of these. I do really like them, and I feel like that my brow routine has now changed. And with the other face products, I tested out 2 other products. With the bronzer, I do like it. However, I don't feel like it's worth the money. I don't feel like I would pay £26, £28, whatever it is now. I wouldn't pay that much for it. Now, it does smell really nice and it does blend out really nicely. The colour's nice as well. But I actually prefer my Physicians formula to this. If I do my normal self-tan, this will be pretty light for me. This is pretty much the shade that my self-tan is anyway. But there's not much different with the shades. The Physicians Formula one is a little bit deeper than the Too Faced one. But I feel like that the Physicians Formula one blends out better. And even though this does have a nice smell and it does have nice packaging, I can't really pay £26 for this when I know that this one works out really well and this one's like between £10 and £12. So I feel like it's good. I will obviously be using it a lot more because it works well, but I wouldn't recommend it for the price. And the Chanel Duo was the most expensive product that I tested out today. And obviously you'll know that it's expensive because it's Chanel, and I actually really like this. I was pleasantly surprised because I've never tried out any of their blushes, highlighters or powders before, and there have been very mixed reviews on all of their blushes and things like that. So some of them aren't that pigmented, some of them are highly pigmented, so you sort of have to be a little bit careful with which ones that you decide to pick up. But I think this is so beautiful. I just think it's stunning. It comes in this really nice compact. It's not too big, it's not too small. You do get a lot of product in there as well. It feels nice and creamy, very pigmented. I didn't need a lot of this on my brush and it created a really nice look, and I just really like it. Look at the shade of the blush and the highlighter. The highlighter has some peachy pink in there as well, which I like. I don't have a highlighter that looks like this, and I don't know, I just really like it. Now, it is very expensive because it is limited edition and it's Chanel as well. So if you do want it, I do recommend getting it. Now, I feel like it is worth the money for a Chanel product. Are there drugstore alternatives? There will be drugstore alternatives, but I just don't know if they will feel as creamy as this or if you can get a shade that's very similar to this. But you can always get drugstore dupes, so if you can find ones that are more affordable than this, then I say go ahead and get it. If you do want to get this and you're sort of on the fence of whether to get it or not, I highly recommend getting it because it is really beautiful. I have seen reviews from people with different skin tones and deeper skin tones, and they really like this as well, and I feel like it will show up on a lot of skin tones. And the last product, which is the Nudestix lip paint, I actually really like this. I feel like it's very nice and soft on lips. It feels very comfortable. It went on like a mousse. It glided on so easily. Now, it goes on sort of sheer, but you can build it up very easily. I like the shade. I feel like it's so pretty. It goes with this makeup look, and I feel like it goes really well with my skin tone, so I like it. And I feel like I'm going to be using this a lot because it feels hydrating, but it doesn't feel like a gloss, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be coming off. It doesn't feel thick or anything like that. It just feels really nice and thin and like a mousse, and I really like it. So I'm not sure if it is worth the money obviously at the moment because I need to see if it's going to last, but I like it and I think it's really nice. So this is my full face first impression. As you could see, there are products that I like and also products that I don't like. I will be testing these out during the day as well, just to see how they wear and see if they do last long and if they are still pigmented and if they look good at the end of the day as well. And I will put down below in the info box how they go and if I do still like them by the end of the day. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've tried out any of these products and if you like them or if you don't, or if there's any products that you do want me to test out, just comment down below to let me know. And make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.